Hello everybody and welcome to Slay the Spire, playing as the Ironclad on Ascension 2, hopefully a heart run. This is Act 2, looks like we're going to be facing off against Bronze Automaton. Act 1 I think actually went pretty well. We got an early mummified hand, so I started leaning into powers, and as a result we picked up the big three as far as exhaust synergies go. We transformed a strike into this as our Niao bonus, so we already had an exhaust card, and we got this too. So we want to build into exhaust synergies, basically, is what we're going for. I did not take Philosopher's Stone at the end of Act 1 because the mummified hand is giving us so much energy already. So there's that. And then we did pick up the strike dummy, which increases our strikes, and we have the shuriken to scale strength beyond what Inflame will do for us. Picked up an armaments plus, an uppercut plus, so pretty good position, as well as an anger, which will make us more flexible as far as that goes. Alright, so let's get to pathing here. We did take the black star, so we are incentivized to take more elites, which is something we would have done anyways, probably. Here's 2, 2, 3. These would also be 2. Burning elites a little too soon. So this is 3, and we have an early shop. Or we could go this route to take 1 fewer elite for more campfires. So we'll consider that a pivot point. Alright, let's get started. I've never played with corruption, I just want to say that up front. So I'm not entirely clear as to how this will go, or how to best utilize it. So as always, if you guys see me making mistakes, by all means call it out, please. I was hoping the mummified hand would hit bash. It did not. So we have to decide between blocking or debuffing. The strike's free either way. I think we should block what we can. Or at least until I get a feel for how this particular pile of cards plays together. Okay, so my understanding is that because corruption makes these cost 0, the mummified hand has to hit Inflame, in which case we could play our entire hand. Not that we would need to, but I'll tell you what, since Armaments Plus actually reduces the cost of this, let's do that first. And now we did indeed hit Inflame, which is now plus, and this is now +2 with the Inflame behind it, so that worked really well. Cool. And we draw cards when we exhaust. But we don't get blocked from them yet. We didn't find the Feel No Pain yet. There it is. And we don't actually... Wow, look at this. We're having excess of energy. Nothing exhausted yet, so exhume. No point. Okay. And now that we have, we don't care about the hex now because it will exhaust and give us block and draw us a card. So that's pretty great. I don't like being weakened, but we can return the favor. Take that. This will draw us a card and give us some block. Oh, but it's only going to draw dazed. Alright, so let's do this. And these are both going to exhaust, which will give us 6 more blocks, so 14. So we don't actually have to exhaust these cards, so let's not bother. We don't want to wear out all of our block capabilities. Although as we do, maybe our... I don't know. I have yet to play with corruption, as I mentioned. But this is just lethal. 1 off of full. That seems pretty good. Second Wind is a way to exhaust cards. This is Act 2, so we are going to be encountering wounds, so there's that to consider. Also, we've begun to see what kind of looks like once corruption's in play with the mummified hand, we're going to have an excess of energy. But that might not be a persistent state, because with Dark Embrace we just draw into the attacks and then play the attacks and then we're out of energy. So I don't know that I've seen enough of this deck behaving together to know that we need either one of these. So I'm going to try a skip here until the deck reveals that it's deficient in some way. We are about to hit a shop, so let's go ahead and do this. And we did end that fight with near full health, which might not be indicative. She spent a lot of turns not attacking. Okay. I think the True Grit is really good. Targeted exhaust. I mean, we gotta upgrade it to get the targeted part, but we do have armaments in the deck, so sometimes it's targeted. Like I said, Act 2 is the active wounds, so this would be good to have. Because we have the Mummified Hand, this basically is free to play. So I'll go ahead and do that to help with blocking capabilities. And it looks like we have enough gold to get both of these. Let's definitely get this one. And then we have to decide between this and card removal. I don't know about card removal though, because the strikes are already upgraded and the defends are ultimate and eventually card draw. Of course, having fewer of them means we have less block density, but doesn't mean we draw less, because if we don't have it, then we don't exhaust it and we just draw what we would have drawn instead. But they do allow us to get 5 or 8 block as we do it. So, or even more if with armaments, right? This would be 8, this would be 12. So I'll just go ahead and take the Sling of Courage here. It pairs very nicely with the Preserved Insect and Black Star, giving us much reason to peruse or pursue every elite that we can. Okay, we play the power and we hit True Grit. Okay. So that was a little awkward. He's getting ready to frail us, so I'll go ahead and drink this. I see armaments and 2 powers and 2 cards that can be reduced to 0, so this seems pretty good. Nice. If it would have hit the Metallicize, then it would have been coming on Metallicize to hit the uppercut. Otherwise, we would have been pretty awkward here. But instead, we actually get to remove all the artifact, block all the incoming damage. That turn was amazing. Alright. So we have 2 energy worth of stuff to play. 2. But we do have the Dark Embrace in play, so the moment we play this, we draw a card. So let's see here. We could block for 10, 14, 18. Not enough. So that means we should definitely pursue that path. And that means we have to forego the shuriken value of playing 3 attacks. But at least we get to take as little damage as possible, because we're still pretty close to full when you consider what happens at the end. Okay. So this would give us 12 block, and we'd end up with 16. This will give us 9, and we end up with 13. And since we can't make use of the card we draw anyways, let's do the defend rather than the shrug it off. I did forget about drawing a card, so I don't know if I would have played the strike first or not, but I'm not really used to this trio of effects. Alright, so here's a bash that actually sticks, and then we can say 2, 3 for shuriken value. We do this first. Well, hang on, because we're going to draw a card. So we might as well use this to hit this, because we don't know if what we draw is something we're going to want to hit. Is that true? What could we draw that we wouldn't want to hit? Just uppercut, really. So let's see here. If we exhausted this, we would draw a card and gain 12 block, having 16 total. If we do this, we're exhausting 2 cards, so that's 8 plus the 7, 15 plus the 4, 19. We'd be slightly deficient. Alright. Since they both get exhausted anyways, or we could exhume the Infernal Blade. What does that do for us? Exhaust, exhaust again. That's 8 more, so 20, and then metallicize. Okay. So we can do this instead. And draw cards, but we don't have to actually use them. Armaments. We don't need the block, and we don't need the... Oh, this is just lethal. What am I doing dawdling? Alright, never mind. I'm trying to learn how to play these cards together is what it comes down to. Alrighty, so let's see here. We already have a True Grit. It's not upgraded. So that means we have a way of targeted exhaust for the wounds that we anticipate accruing. This gives us 2 wounds that we can't get rid of. Sheesh. The downside to corruption is kinda... Alright. So, once corruption's played, let's say we've exhausted everything. All the powers are in play. We have anger. Actually, we can do it this way. We have anger, bash, strike, strike, uppercut, strike, and of course anger replicates. So, I don't know if this is something we get to make use of effectively. And we only have the one way of getting rid of wounds. So rather than taking something that gets wounds, even though this is a duplicate, it is already upgraded, and the targeted exhaust is better than that. Alternatively, we did just find that we had a True Grit that was upgraded by armaments, and we didn't have a useful target for it, which will be some of the time this act. So maybe it's power through. I don't know. If we had taken Second Wind, I would take power through with no hesitation here. But since we did not, and we could always just skip. Because as of yet, we've been blocking as much as we need to. So I'll try a skip. It's kind of sucky because they're all plus, and I think they're all good cards in their own right. But the deck has not revealed itself to be in need of any of it. So keeping the deck size small means that we encounter our corruption quicker, which is what really gets the ball rolling. Okay, let's Dark Embrace. We did hit the uppercut, so let's armaments to upgrade everything else. We play the upgraded metallicize. We upgrade to strike. Perfect. Fantastic. That was a great turn 1. Minus what he did to us. Alright, so we're blocking from a deficit. We will get 4 for free. We gotta come up with 14, and we can't, I don't think. Nope. All we can do is what we can do. At least he's weakened for the moment. Hey, we're only take 2 though. That's pretty good. We were just at that threshold where Burning Blood would have gotten us to full. Sure is nice of him not to be attacking us. So these become 0, which means this could hit this or this. Ideally, you'd want it to hit the Inflame. It does not. So we will not be traveling with the benefit of Inflame this pass of the deck. Stop that. Feel no pain. Alright, so here we should be able to achieve whatever block level we want. Especially if we can locate... let's see. I was going to say, especially if we can locate the Feel No Pain. Also locating Inflame would be useful. Why is it showing up as... Oh, I put it in play. I was thinking the inflame. Okay, this is better then. Never mind. Okay. We don't have to find the... inflame. But we could. So right now, we're gonna... For every card we exhaust, we're getting 3 extra block. This would be 6. That's 18, 22. Not enough. Whereas if we say exhume... Would we exhume Infernal Blade? We already have 3 attacks. Saving exhume for the shrug it off at a later time seems better. Actually, we could go hunting for... yikes. Inflame. If we find it... Alright, so now we're at full block and then some. Hit uppercut. You did not. Okay. That's fine. We still get a lot of attacks in here. Perhaps even lethal, which makes half of what I just did irrelevant. But I am still trying to learn how to recognize the icons and play accordingly, so... Wow. I don't think it's any of these. If we had taken more exhaust cards, we could have taken this perhaps, but right now I don't think we need it. And that's one of the benefits of keeping the deck size small. Until the deck shows us that we're experiencing a deficiency of some kind, I don't see the need here. Hit uppercut. Yay! That's pretty cool. Well, I guess we maximize our block capabilities this turn. The uppercut here is really nice, because now the vulnerable should ensure that we finish one off, and then that means the damage we take from that point on should be more within the realm of our control. Armaments. Into Feel No Pain. Makes Shrug It Off free. And we get a third attack that we cannot play. But this is lethal here, so that's pretty good. And we're still not being weakened, so it's always a trade-off with this guy. He's either hitting us harder or he's trying to weaken us. So pick your poison. Now he's going to try to weaken us. Hit Inflame. Yay. Hit... Oh, it has to hit Strike. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Alright, so we hit here. We need to account for 15 block. This draws us a card. This draws us a card. Bludgeon, wow. We're going to achieve full block anyways. So let's hit here. We can do this to bring back the Infernal Blade. It's possible we just draw into AoE of some kind. Nope. But also didn't need to. We're sitting pretty at this point. True Grit Wound. Whatever. Fight is just over. Champion's Belt and Ice Cream. Wow. Ice Cream plus Mummified Hand. That is nutty. Because we've already found that we have turns where we can't spend all of our energy. Pre-corruption. Once corruption starts rolling, unless we have one energy and roll into like uppercut or bash, not a problem. Alright, none of these are useful, so skip it is. Draw a status or curse card. We could leverage that to our advantage. We've passed on Muscle Through and Wild Strike. It's a shame that we did, or else we could have taken that. I've never read that card because I was told it was bad, but I was from people that were playing on an earlier version. Whoa! This is, we don't quite need the healing. And 1 out of 20, we're sure to find something that's useful to us. Disarm is really good. Shockwave is really good. Disarms, even both of those cards are better since we have an Exhume. The main boss of the act has a lot of artifacts, so let's go with Shockwave here. Also, we have Mummified Hand, so taking the one that costs more is potentially well rewarded. This is the fork in the road, and having gotten these 2 relics off a single elite, I kind of want to keep elite hunting. I'd really love to be able to upgrade Corruption and True Grit, but c'est la vie. Alright, so this will actually make Infernal Blade free, and upgrade this so that when we actually exhaust this we get even more block. And we have 3 attacks that we can play, so we will get Shuriken value. On the downside, we are going to be taking quite a bit of damage here. Well, I wouldn't say quite a bit. We get the wound, though. Oh yeah, the active wounds, and then 3rd is the active... So we could have taken that power. Yeah, because this is the active wounds, and Act 3 is the active burns. So we could have. Exhume Infernal Blade gets us 8 block for 1 energy. That seems pretty good. We get to weaken for free. That's insanely good. And so let's shrug it off rather than Shockwave because we got the weakness we would have been looking for. Dark Embrace might make Shockwave free. It does not. Instead it makes True Grit. We have full block though, so we don't need True Grit. But we didn't figure out a way to get a 3rd attack in, but that's fine. We have full block. And the weaken persists, so I'm fine with where we are. Alright, Corruption has a 50-50 for Strike or Inflame, and it hit the Inflame. Nicely done. We get to do all the things. So this will give us 9 block and draw us a card. And we do need more block, so let's draw that. Okay, we're good. We have the 3 in play. Metallicize when everything else costs 0 is really good here. They hit the wrong one though. It doesn't actually matter though because we just have lethal, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay. Very good. Horncleat and Lantern. Wow. So this will aid us with setup on turn 1. This will aid us with setup on turn 2. Very nice. So we do it like this. There we go. Pommel Strike. With the way the energy has been, I think the extra card draw, especially since it's already upgraded, would be good. And this can also help us fish if we do have Corruption in play already and we need to find some block or something. So I think picking up the Pommel Strike is justified. Meat on the bone. Okay. Gives us options at least, as far as survivability goes. If we start to take too much damage, we'll get a little bit of a buffer there to teach us that, hey, we should be adding more blocks or something. Shockwave. Nope, I hit the Metallicize, so Shockwave. Yes! We only need to block for 8, and we just picked up 5, or 3. So that's full block. We can save the True Grit. Oh yeah, look at that. one more weak than vulnerable because of the Champion's belt. Alright, let's Dark Embrace. Does it hit armaments? It does not. But armaments makes everything better. So Inflame hits the Pommel Strike. Very good. We have way enough block. We only get one. Kind of want to do it to her to extend the duration, but this is fine. We are missing Corruption, but after that the Hex will not matter. Found it! Found it! And that strike becomes free. Good deal. Alrighty. So now these days will actually be a benefit, because when they exhaust we get 3 block, and then also it will draw us a card for the subsequent turn. Exhume. Shockwave. Not necessary. She's not vulnerable yet, so why not? We do need to get block from some source. There we go. Okay. Eek. Well, we are looking for a third attack, basically. So I'm going to do this just so we can get the clash value. Oh! Okay. I thought it was... Alright. That's fine. This will draw us 2 cards. Do we need it, though? Because this will be 5, 8, and then we get 11, 20. Yeah, we just need the defend. And then we can play an attack if we draw one. Grumble, grumble. We can never play that with all these dazed. Oh, crap. When I was... Alright, so we didn't even have to play that card because I forgot about the dazed. Whew. Alright. Ice cream value. Very good. Vulnerable's already in effect, so we'll just draw... we have energy for all of it, actually. But we could draw cards by... So we're gonna block for 9 without doing anything. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And we'll go ahead and play 1. Alright. So we have 3 energy. Might as well extend the bash. Oh, this is lead dead. Okay. Alright. I'll chalk it up to practice. Since we don't need more block and Corruption exhausts our card, I'm actually half tempted to take a second Armaments Plus. Especially when you consider we still haven't upgraded the Corruption yet. I will definitely fight these guys. That would give us even more support on turn 1. Hey, hey, feel no pain in Italicize. Probably goes to bash and defend. Nice. Ice Cream's going to get us stocked up for next turn as well. Can we kill Bear? We have a couple of duplication potions. So 10, 15, it's 25, 31, and then 9, or, excuse me. 25, 9 is 34, another 9 is 43. So with 2 duplication potions we can kill Bear. Let's do it. Alright. Yeah, we could have used that same damage to kill him, but Bear puts a really nasty debuff on us. So if you can kill him turn 1, you should. Makes the rest of the fight much quicker and simpler. Especially if... Alright, so we already have 14 out of the 24 block that we need. Uppercut. Means now we only need 20. Shrug it off. Strike. Not lethal. And we have no more ways of drawing cards, so we are good. We are now weakened. Pommel Strike. Well, let's see if we get AoE out of this. We did. Cool. If we play this, we can't. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we strike. And we need one more attack, and we need more blocks, so let's exhume that and play it. Hemokinesis does give us shuriken value. We need more block. There we go. Nice. Well, we just have lethal, so whatever. Oh, should have played the shockwave first, but like I said, we had lethal, so whatever. Alright, so that's even more help as far as first turn setup. Fantastic. Hemokinesis came from the temporary card. We still don't need another True Grit. They've really been trying to pawn them off on us, though. We haven't been able to make good use of them as far as removing wounds, so I'm satisfied. Yes, we can finally! So now the turns where we draw 2 powers, we don't have to risk not being able to play both. Okay, what's going on here? We can do this. We can get some block. Ruh-roh. Yeah, well, that's what we gotta do. We don't actually have to... We just kill his thingies, though. That's pretty good. Rather than bashing him. So we're doing a pretty good job of keeping our health pretty up. So we haven't had to make use of the meat yet. Pretty good. Draw cards. 2, 3, and we have extra energy. This draws us a card. Uppercut is very good. And we can armaments to make everything better. Nice. You look very damaged, sir. Ma'am. I don't know, I've heard a lot of people refer to that as a she. Though I don't know why. Because I can't tell. Alright, this will draw us a card, but we might be able to make it cost 0 first. We have one more shot. Missed! Dang. Alright. Let's get our block on. Now we're weakened. So sad. Now can I kill him, please? Nope. Maybe. Ooh. That's a lot of exhaust, huh? Ha ha ha. That's all we needed. Whew. It's funny to me that the hallway fights seem more challenging. Hey, now we can play with curses too if we want. I mean, the first 2 are free, or negated, so this is even more useless than normal. Alright, so let's see. Persistent. Card reward. There we go. Or rewards, yeah. Alright. Dexterity potion. Potion belt is full. And that's great, because Act 1 we were drinking like fiends. Oof. Flame barrier is too good to pass up. I don't care if we have enough block. We are taking that card. Especially with Champ and the Hyper Beam. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. We're stripping off their artifacts already. Aren't we good at this game? Dark Embrace. Pommel Strike. is already upgraded, so this is really good. We get more value out of the armaments, which makes Feel No Pain more effective. And it hit defend, which is actually fine because this is all we really need to do with the rest of our turn anyways. It's nice that the upgraded hits for 12. That's pretty powerful. Shockwave. That's funny. We do not. 19. Yeah, almost full block. Actually, it is because he will accept the weak. And now the artifact's all gone there. And the Champion's Belt added another. And we exhaust a card and draw the Corruption, which is terrible. But that's okay. I think the deck can do okay without the Corruption in play. In fact, the makeup's somewhat predicated on that, because until we find it, that's where we're at. Alright, so Metallicize makes the uppercut free. Good hit. That's just lethal there. But so is this, actually. Right? Yeah. So let's do it there. Now we only have to block for 16. And we are frail. This is really bad. Okay. Did not account for that. We'll block what we can here. Anger? Sure. Where would I go? Here? No, he still has more turns of vulnerability, so any attack kills him in one hit besides anger, I think. So we'll let it ride. This stuff he's putting into our deck works to our advantage. So I'm not worried about it. Flame hits strike. That's just free, so let's do it. Two, three. We ended up finding no block, so it's just the way it is. But we almost got full block anyways, because he's still under the effect of weakness. Where's all your artifact now? That's why I took the Shockwave, because we already had good debuff representation, but such is the nature. So this actually upgrades Exhume to 0. And that upgrades Infernal Blade to 0. That's funny. Boom. Got him. Still haven't had to make use. Oh, Juggernaut. Wow. Juggernaut turns Corruption into a Gatling gun. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now we can finally upgrade True Grit to Targeted Exhaust. Not that we've really been playing with too many wounds. So, but it gives us the option of taking on cards that we deliberately passed on because it turns out we didn't need it. So here we will definitely be able to play, but it hits the Inflame anyways. Please hit the Bash. I guess it didn't matter. But now we get the Ice Cream value, so it matters in that regard. Come on, Shockwave. Did not find. Much sad. Oh, we already have the 14 block we need. Good. I am afraid to see what these guys are going to pull out of our deck. We literally have nothing else to do, so we're going to get mega Ice Cream value next turn. Juggernaut. Makes sense. It's rare. Flame Barrier. Good choice. Good choice. Alright. Dark Embrace hit the Metallicize. Now when we exhaust cards, we draw. Still don't have the Feel No Pain in place, so let's look for it. Found it. We can Armaments first. We don't get block if we do, but we get block from this anyway, so there's that. Play this. Shockwave. Very good. And I only just noticed the the No Evil card, whatever. Two. We don't actually need more block, but we could use the card draw. We have energy, and it would be nice if we could get this guy to. That's not AoE. So I'll tell you what. Let's hit this, and now we have the Juggernaut, and we can uppercut. Let's hit the boss. The ad already has. This is fine. We'll let it ride here. So here's hoping we actually kill that right around the time Hyper Beam comes around. Wow. Okay. So close. So that's 13. He's got the flame barrier, which we can play for free. Seems weird having two uppercuts and not having the need to play either one. So we can just play this now, actually. Alright. Still doing good. Infernal Blade is an option. Okay, so we can 1, 2, 3 for shuriken value. And our deck's getting small, so we're probably just going to go on a rampage here. Not literally. Alright, he's weakened. This is Hyper Beam turn. Let's try to do what we can about that. We're out already. Yikes. Okay. Oh, do we just have lethal? I think we just have lethal. We do, exact lethal. Fantastic. Hemokinesis for the win. Cool, and we freed up a potion for our new friend. Yikes. Okay, so until Hyper Beam, we've had adequate block. And we had just picked up the flame barrier, so I don't think impervious is necessary. And we can afford to be wrong because we have the meat, we just picked up a blood potion, and if we're wrong, Reaper I think could fill in that gap. Plus we already have strength buffing, so this might actually get to be very nice. So I think Reaper over impervious here, although I think impervious is a perfectly fine pickup. I think that fits our deck currently. Oh wow. So obviously we would not take this. There are turns where corruption, we're just cycling through our deck. I think we could afford the 2 wounds, but we actually only have the 1 targeted exhaust because we didn't take second wind or any of the other true grits, so not so sure about that. Meanwhile, we did just pick up a Reaper, and we have been demonstrating that we don't need to heal, so I think the downside here might be worth the risk. I don't know how much we even need an extra energy because of ice cream, but this will just turbocharge the ice cream, and that opens up options for the next act if we should happen to find another whirlwind, for example. Alright, so that's going to do it for Act 2. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Please leave any comments you have down below, and I'll see you in the next act. Take care.